It's July 17th, and the strange side of history awaits. Today, we have a miner rescued from beneath the earth, a ship that helped ignite a Klondike gold rush, and a family reinventing itself in the middle of a war. Let's begin. On July 17, 1998, the earth beneath Lassing, Austria, suddenly gave way. Deep inside a mine, thousands of cubic meters of mud and water burst through a tunnel, sealing 24-year-old miner George Hayenzel inside a narrow break chamber. A rescue team of 9 miners and 1 geologist descended to reach him. Then, the mine collapsed again. A second, far larger surge tore through the tunnel, destroying the emergency lift, cut the power, and buried all 10 rescuers beneath the mountain. Above ground, hope began to disappear, but far below, Hayenzel was still alive. Trapped in complete darkness, he sat inside a small pocket of air as cold water gathered around him. Afraid it might be toxic, he refused to drink. He had no food, no light, and no way of knowing if anyone still was searching. Rescuers drilled downwards from the surface, listening for any sign of life. Then, 10 days after the collapse, the drill broke to his chamber. Hayenzel was pulled through the narrow shaft alive, but the 10 men who entered the mine to save him were not so lucky. 1 man survived, and 10 men sent to rescue him never came home. On July 17, 1897, a steamship approached Seattle carrying cargo that would infect an entire city with gold fever. Her name was the SS Portland, and as she reached Shiwabakshir's dock, 68 miners stepped ashore carrying bags, boxes, and belts filled with gold taken from Canada's remote Klondike region. Altogether, they reportedly brought back 2 tons of it. Newspapers reacted instantly, screaming 4 words across the page: gold, 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 gold. Within hours, nearly 5,000 people crowded the waterfront. Workers abandoned their jobs, businesses rushed to sell picks, tents, and winter clothing. Even Seattle's mayor resigned so he could head north and search for gold. But the Klondike was not waiting with easy riches. Prospectors faced freezing rivers, deadly mountain passes, starvation, and claims that had already been taken. The Portland had delivered more than gold, she delivered an obsession. On July 17, 1917, Britain's royal family erased its own name. The country was trapped in the darkness of the First World War, and anti-German anger was spreading through the streets. German bombs had fallen on British cities, soldiers were dying overseas, and suspicion surrounded everything connected to the enemy. That included the king himself. King George V ruled Britain, but his family name, Saxe-Coburg and Gothel, sounded unmistakably German. Even more unsettling, German Gothel bombers were attacking Britain from the sky. The monarchy suddenly faced a dangerous question. How could the royal family represent Britain while carrying the name of a nation Britain was fighting? So, the king issued a proclamation. The German titles were abandoned, and his family connections were quietly hidden. In place came a new name, taken from the ancient walls of Windsor Castle. The House of Windsor was born, and the bloodlines had not changed, only the name. And with one royal signature, generations of German ancestry were concealed behind a carefully chosen British identity. Another day, another strange bite from history. Like, comment, and subscribe. Your next Eerie dose is just a day away.